Warning, this podcast contains explicit language and is intended for adult audiences. The views and opinions expressed are strictly for comedic purposes and should not be taken literally. Any complaints should be taken to our I don't give a f*** department. Your tipsy therapist will be with you shortly.
What up, guys? Welcome to Tipsy Therapy. This is your host, your therapist, Gio, and I'm here with my guest, very special guest. You know, you're actually my first verified guest.
A word?
Yes, sir.
I'll take it.
I'll take it. Mr. Ron G.
Hey, what's up, bro? You ain't seen none of my credits, man.
Yo, man, this is where I was going to tell you to introduce yourself. You know, tell us more about you. You said I fixed it.
Okay.
I fixed it, right?
You did. I appreciate it, bro. Thank you, man.
So it's tell us about you, man.
I'm home right now. I'm home. Can't go nowhere. The world is on lockdown. No, I'm good, man. Actually, a stand-up comedian. Traveled all over the world. Finalist, Last Comic Standing. Finalist on Bill Bellamy's Who's Got Jokes. I was on HBO's Insecure. Had my own show on Nickelodeon called Cousins for Life. I was the dad named Lewis, and I'm an Emmy Award winner. I live a good life, man.
Nice, man. And I read somewhere that you have a dual degree or something like that for university or something like that?
Yeah, finance and management. I used to be an accountant, but I got fired from every job I ever had. And I was like, this is a joke. And I feel like God was like, yeah, we're going to turn this joke into money. So that's what happened, man.
Yo, but you got a degree. So like comedy for you was a choice.
Absolutely.
Not like many comedians, right?
But actually, I didn't have a choice, man. I kept getting fired. I was like, yo, this is stupid. Like, what's happening? And I got on stage and got booed and fell in love. I'm like, yo, this is it. That's what I was saying. Yo, you might need to try comedy, bro.
You got on stage, you got booed and fell in love?
Well, actually, I got on stage and got booed. They told me to kill myself, and then I fell in love. In that order.
But you like pushing through. I guess that's what and then since you went through that little patch of, you know, everybody booing you and you pushed through it and, you know, you saw some light in there that made you really what I'm sticking to it. Is that what it is? Did I read it right?
Yeah, man. It's like you got a lot of MMA memorabilia, man. It's like everybody's a soldier until they get hit. And then how you handle that hit determines how far you go. So after I got booed and they told me to kill myself, I'm like, I told you this. I gotta figure it out. The crowd.
Oh shit! I thought it was like somebody in the crowd. Okay.
No,
I what the crowd says, man.
For a bunch of dope dealers and strippers, my first time on stage in Apollo night in Atlanta, and they told me to kill myself, and I was like, "Ooh, all right." And I was like, "Should I run or just stand here?" And I went and sat back down next to the DJ booth, and the DJ was like, "Man, he was terrible. Woo, y'all give it up for Ron G." And they was like, "Ooh." Like,
yo, so you literally heard that? You heard those words?
Yes, I'm in the room. And it was like. He was like, yo, y'all gonna boo his name? It was like, Ron, boo, G, boo, Ron G, boo. Like, while I'm still in the room. I was like, yo, this is terrible.
Damn, listen, man, not many people would have continued, to be honest with you. Not many people have that confidence in themselves like you happen to have, right?
Right. I just figured it out. I was an athlete, too, as a kid, so I played sports, and I'm like, yo, I'm gonna figure this thing out. And just like how you do your own show, when you have it in your heart, the dream, you see other people do it. You're like, oh, yo, I'm doper than them. I'm more charming than them. You might not say it out loud, but you say it to yourself. When you have that, that's like your fuel. Like, yo, I got something special. I just need to figure out and work this craft. And that's what I did, man. Nice, man.
So your first successful stand-up, how did that feel?
My first one, I got a standing ovation like 8 months in the game. I performed at, I think it was Fort Bragg military base outside of Atlanta. And that was my first time ever getting a standing ovation, man. And it did something to me. Like a light came on, like, oh, this is what it feels like. Because I started doing comedy in these hostile environments where people wouldn't give you time to talk. So when you start performing for people who actually like enjoy the craft and just glad to have you, like you have more room to like spread your wings. You're like, oh, this is what it feels like. I came up in a toxic environment. That's what that is. But this is what comedy feels like. But ever since then, like when you start out in a rough environment, like everything else is cake. Like you can't stop me unless you're throwing something at me.
Yeah. But that's cool, man, that you pushed through it and you found it and now you're here. Look at you. You're good.
Sir.
That's cool. And that's it. You fucking taking on the world, man, as it comes. And you're doing what the fuck you love, man. That's the fucking goal, really.
Right. I live a good life, bro. I've traveled all over the world. I met my wife through doing comedy. I've been many places. I'm a homeowner. Like, yo, I did all this by pursuing my passion.
That's nice, man. That's nice. I know.
I like how you cough and take a sip of beer. That's so funny.
No. Listen, man. We're good. We're more than 6 feet apart. We don't have to worry about me coughing. We're good, man.
No, most people get some water when they cough. You get some beer. That's hilarious.
Bro, I am ready. I have my water.
Hey,
Yeah, man. I have my water, I have 4 beers over there. I'm ready to go, man. Trust me.
That's
So
funny.
you see a lot of MMA stuff right here. It's because I used to have like a MMA/boxing podcast thing.
Oh, word.
Yeah, so it kind of didn't work out because I was in with a partnership, and it turns out that I feel like I need to do something by myself because it's the only I'm a go getter. So like by myself, I have nothing.
This is it though. This is you in your bag right now, bro.
I'm enjoying the shit. Like I really am. Like it's fun. Like even editing is fun as fuck, man. Like for real. Like I laugh. I press play and I laugh at my own shit, man. Like it's fucking. I don't know. I guess
I saw some of your videos too, man, and like the way you set it up with the border around it, the way you are entertaining and like engaging, man. Like yo, that's what it is. But you got to find your niche, just like stand up. You get on stage, you got to find your voice. The easy part is being funny. The hardest part is about finding your voice. So even like now I shoot a lot of social media videos, and like that's an art in itself, trying to find your voice and finding out what people like or what they respond to. You know what I'm saying? So it just takes time, man. That's the craft. Yeah,
I'm learning. I've also noticed that I'm learning as I go. Like I'm literally learning as I go. And I've heard this term before, but it's crazy now because it actually makes more sense because I'm seeing this. I'm learning as I go. And a lot of things are changing every week with every episode because I'm learning on from it. And I don't know. Listen, the weird news shit, I just threw it in there. All of a sudden I end up liking that shit and keeping it. The editing shit, I just gave it a try. I ended up keeping it. Now it's become like mostly on like that funny shit, and then the headline shit. But I'm learning as I go. I can't wait to see what it turns out to be in a year or so.
It's dope, bro.
If we survive 2020, my dude,
we will. We're gonna have to. Cause this is it. I got money to make.
Well, we're gonna see because my first story. So I'm the weekly weird news that happened throughout the week, and you give me. There's no right answer. There's no wrong answer. Just how you feel about it. So this one is interesting. Talk about 2020. So NASA says that an asteroid is headed towards Earth just before Election Day. How poetic is that?
I'm more concerned about racism than I am about an asteroid. If an asteroid comes, I feel like we
eliminates racism. I'll tell you that.
Right, it shut down everything, man. So I said, yo, if the asteroid hit us, the only thing probably still gonna be standing is racism because racism ain't going nowhere. I'd rather get rid of that.
No, asteroid take it away. I guarantee you that. That's for sure.
It said the day before though.
It's supposed to be the day before Election Day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's gonna come the day before Election Day. But I find it poetic and shit because like that day is like meaningful to like a lot of people that see Trump as this person that is actually fucking up the country and causing all this, you know, the whole country, the whole nation to go against each other. And what day before than the election day of him trying to, you know, do this again.
But 2020 been pimping us the whole time, man. I feel like at this point we can't even be surprised by nothing, man. Like if a dragon was coming, if you said, yo, on the day before the election, a dragon is coming, and I think Thanos is gonna drop too, I'd be like, hey, I don't think it can be any scarier than what's happening right now.
Nah, there's a lot of shit going on in 2020, man. I think we started out with the World War III or the Australian fires, either or, right? Yeah, we had these killer bee shit. Kobe dying, you know, or like people, like meaningful people, you know, dying.
Right. Wasn't Pop Smoke this year too? Pop was this year too, right?
Yeah, Pop Smoke.
Jeez, yeah. All the dope people, man. Racists live forever and all the good people be gone, man.
Shit, any death is bad, to be honest with you, but 2020 is just like, I don't know, for some reason it's just, you know, and these are little jokes in here that you be like, oh, 2020, you know, this and that, but it really is though, if you really think about it.
Oh yeah, it is. But also I feel like 2020 is necessary. Like we deserve the president that we have because you can't deal with it unless you talk about it, and you can't talk about it unless you see it. And now that you see it, like now you can do something about it. That's why I'm glad, like, when we start having protests, I know we're getting a little serious right now. When we start having protests, the difference about these protests we actually had white people side by side protesting with us on a level that's never been seen before. Because this young generation, they don't care. Like they don't care like before, like long time ago. It was just us versus them. Now it's like everybody. In LA, what city you in?
New York City.
Yeah, you in. I kind of figured that. I heard your accent. But in LA, like man, these marches was crazy. Like you got a sea of just white people at it was an all-white Black Lives Matter march in LA. And I'm like, yo, like the world's changing, bro.
With a Black Lives Matter in one hand and a fucking lighter with some lighter fluid and matches in the other, right?
Yeah, they protesting with Starbucks in their hand. I'm like, what is happening right now?
Ready to Starbucks fucking light up Wendy's and shit. Man, but anyways, we're going to talk about this shit right now because it's one of the subjects I want to talk about, right? So,
let's go.
All right, so this is a good one right here, right? So, husband discovers wife's affair after spotting her in the act on Google Maps.
You're lying.
This is real shit. Every story I tell you is gonna be real shit, man.
Really?
Yes, sir.
I mean, was she doing it outside? Like, don't you need to be outside of a building to see it on the map?
I'm looking at the picture right now. She's laying in a bench. The guy's laying on her lap, and she's like playing with his hair or some shit.
That's hysterical. So
I don't know. That's not a friend to me.
Oh, that was his friend?
No. I'm saying that's not a friend. Like if she could see like, oh, that was just a friend. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
There's one thing of him seeing her walk with a guy. You know, she could always just say that's a friend. But this, I don't. What kind of friend's gonna be laying in your lap and shit? You rubbing his
friends
head.
Are in your heart, not in your cervix.
Yeah, man. But imagine this shit happening to me. Oh fuck. Like first of all, like how do you? Like there gotta be some coincidence, man, or you gotta be some like you gotta be like really suspecting her of doing some shit for you to look at this shit. Like, you know, I don't know, or maybe some guy just told her like a friend snitched her out.
Like you can track a location of a phone, but how, and you get the coordinates, but how do you go to a specific park bench in this whole entire world and like see booty cheeks?
Maybe
you're
maybe.
Like, no, it was him because I saw a tattoo on his butt, and I know your butt too. I know that. Like, how do you zoom in like that? That's crazy.
I was thinking about it. I said maybe he followed her route home or some shit from work.
I don't know. Have you ever zoomed in on your house?
Yeah, many times and shit like that.
But isn't it like an older photo? Like, isn't it like an older photo, or is it current?
I think it updates here and there and shit. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it updates here and there, nothing crazy. But like, you know, listen, man, the guy was suspecting that she was doing something. So like, you know, listen, you don't fuck with love, man. A guy who's madly in love, or his girl's cheating on him, or he's fighting with his wife or something, that's just some shit. Like, you know, the guy will go all in or do some stupid shit, or do shit that not everybody would seem like sane or something. Like, come on, bro, you're spending time on Google Maps trying to get some evidence and shit, like, you know.
Right. I feel like he should take all her clothes and put it in a box in the middle of nowhere and give her the coordinates to go find it.
Damn.
On Google Maps.
Shit, talk about that's something that happened to me.
Yeah.
Bro.
So my clothes is supposed to be, let's see, it's supposed to be nearby here somewhere. Let's see.
Dito, man. All right, man. So this next story, listen, all right. So a man in Walmart gives customers hugs and tells them they now have COVID-19.
You're lying, bro.
Real shit.
Really?
So I don't know if this seems like some prank gone wrong, or a prank that just happened to go like trend on the news, because I mean it seems like a fucking prank, right? Like a YouTube video type of shit, right? Hugging strangers, telling them they're COVID positive now. I can see that. I can see that on YouTube.
Yeah. It must be all white people though, because black people we don't even talk to people we don't know.
A black guy. It's a black guy that did this. I can see the picture right now. So
is it the
police are looking for him in Massachusetts? The police department is looking for him.
Well, he's the one black guy in Massachusetts. Ain't too hard to find him. They can just go on Google Maps and find the one black guy.
That's funny, man. That's funny.
Ouch. Would you have hugged him?
Would I hug him? No. First of all, why are you hugging him?
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like,
you hugging him? No, bro,
like that.
I mean, like, I don't know. Maybe he hugged him from behind or some shit and said, like, "You're now COVID positive," on the ear or something. I don't know, like, because nobody. I'm saying nobody willingly would just hug somebody. Like, I doubt that.
Bro, the only way I'm getting COVID from another man is if you do like this.
How is that gonna give you COVID?
That's what I'm saying. Like, 'cause I'm not hugging him. Like, this,
bro, you ain't getting no COVID, man.
Like,
the only way I'm gonna get COVID is somebody goes and then pounds me and shit, and then I just happen to rub my eye with it, because I ain't hugging nobody, man.
Nah, he ain't getting close enough for that. That's why I said he gonna give me one of these. That's it.
That's all he gonna get, man.
That's it.
So, this next story, I'm sure you heard of this story right here, right?
Go ahead.
So, woman declared dead, found alive inside Detroit funeral home. You heard about this one?
Oh, I think I heard about it, but I didn't like open up the link.
Yeah, so, you know, sad shit, man. Like, I don't even know how long she was in there for, honestly. Like, how do you even survive? Don't they put you in the fridge or something?
So would you just sleep? Like, what?
And well, the choice you got and shit, bro. You're gonna give up banging on that shit, right?
Right, because I feel like the coroner has to pronounce you dead, and then they call the ambulance, and they already made it to the morgue. Like, that's crazy, bro.
Yeah. So yeah, you're right. To the funeral home, and I think the funeral has their own like little fridges too, right? Like
somebody got to get fired, bro. Somebody got to get fired, and you inside of a bag.
There's
Like, how
gotta
long
be
can you-
there's gotta be in the hood somewhere, bro, for sure.
I don't know. I'll be pissed off. I'll be so mad. She wake up cursing people out.
Would you wake up? Oh, I mean, you'd be mad if it was happening to your family. How about you being the guy in there?
Oh, I'll be mad. I'm like, y'all wrote me off already, trying to get this insurance money already.
Damn, imagine that shit, bro. Like the family cashing in, they're like, "Fuck."
I hope y'all kept y'all receipts. I'm back. I'm back, ho.
Oh, keep it on the low. Pay up. Let's go. Split this shit, man.
It's so funny.
Yo, so this next story, right? And you got to see the video for this. All right, so mayoral, whatever. Mayoral candidate.
Yeah, there you go.
Mayoral.
Mayoral.
All right, perfect. All
I can't say statistics, so that's the word that gives me problems. Yeah.
You said it right the first time.
I know the first time. I wasn't thinking about it.
All right, so this next story, mayoral candidate arrested after staging fake kidnapping to gain votes. So there was a video out there of her in the car, and somebody opened the door and tried to kidnap her, and you can see her being scared and stuff like that, and she tried to blame her opposition or her opponent, whatever, and they caught up to her and they ended up arresting her.
Man, these topics are dark, bro.
Bro, this is somebody actually running to be a mayor.
Yeah, they want sympathy votes by getting kidnapped.
This is Sabrina Belcher.
Jeez,
South Carolina.
Jeez,
South Carolina. Wow, what happened?
From, man? That's hilarious. Yeah, man. Yo,
it's more hilarious when you watch the video and you see how scared she is.
Was it bad acting too?
Nah, it was actually pretty good.
She was convincing.
Yeah,
bro. South Carolina's never.
She was really trying to be mayor.
That's terrible. Did it say what city?
I thought South Carolina was a city. I don't know. I don't know. I'm kidding, of course.
Okay. It's all good.
No, it doesn't say. It just says a South Carolina mayoral candidate.
Jeez, that's crazy.
Yeah, so finding a false police report. Sumter, I'm guessing because it's Sumter Police.
Yeah, I know where it is. A little small town outside of Columbia.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. And so how did she get caught? Like, how did they find out that she...
Listen, man, it's so easy to get caught. Listen, I'm a big crime show fanatic, and I can tell you this: nothing is easy to get away with. The only easy crime to get away with of murder, like say, for example, is random killing. That's it.
Yeah.
Anything random is hard to solve, but like something like this that's planned, it's real easy.
The amount of work you got to do to kidnap yourself and get caught is ridiculous.
Pretty much.
You got to set it up.
First of all, you got to trust somebody.
You got to have witnesses. You got to have witnesses in order for it to work.
No, she was on the phone, like talking or something like that. You know, how convenient, right? She was on the phone talking, and then some guy just opens the door.
So it was a setup. She set herself up, but you got to have a witness in order for it to be true. Nobody see it. Then
the witness is the camera.
Oh, the person on the phone, like whoever it was on the phone she was talking to, like she did it on purpose.
I don't know. I'm guessing. I don't know. Maybe she was pretending to record a selfie video or something, and the guy just happened to come by and try to kidnap. First of all, I saw her. She's probably a good 350 pounds. Who the fuck is gonna kidnap her, bro?
Wait. She how big?
Like 350. She looked 350.
Did they throw her in a van or a Civic? Like how did?
Man, you ain't picking her up, man. If this was real, bro, they would have gave up. Like as soon as they grabbed her arm and they realized they can't wrap their hand around the arm, they'll be like, "Fuck this."
Somebody got the honey bun on the stick. Like, hey, I got you. Almost had it,
bro. She couldn't even come out the car, man. But listen, let me stop making these fat jokes because people get at you hard.
Okay, we'll edit this part.
They get at you hard. Like it's not nice, She has a heart and she's a human being. Shit like that. I'm not trying to deal with that. All right, so
cholesterol around it.
Yeah.
Her heart got a little cholesterol around it. Go ahead.
Nah, it's good. All right, so this next story, and obviously this story is gonna start with these two words that seem to come again over and over when I'm talking these weird news. So it's Florida man. So Florida man steals scratch off from store and tries to cash it at the same place.
Wow. I don't play the lottery like that, but that's pretty hilarious.
Listen, man, you gotta be like you gotta be some level of stupid to think you're gonna get away with this shit. Like you're gonna
stupid.
Listen, you're robbing a place, right? So you're definitely leaving an impression on the person that you're taking this shit from. They're looking like, oh, you know, they're looking at you. Oh, so obviously when you come in, you gotta have some type of confidence that you were like covered up well. I bet you this is so stupid that I bet you he wasn't even covered up well. He probably came in like, give me your shit. And he came up like, hey, how you doing, sir? I'm gonna cash this in. Like, you know, like some shit like that for sure, man. But get this. This is the most stupid part. Over $30 winner. He cashed in a $30 winner. So now he's charged with some shit. I don't know what he's charged with. Over $30 for 30.
He's not getting out tomorrow.
No, for sure. First of all, listen, I don't know how it works with the lottery and shit, but you robbed a store. That's what, like 15 years, I'm guessing?
It depends on your color.
And then you try to rob the lottery. I don't know if that's extra. Is it?
So funny. I don't know.
Probably.
What's funny is you don't usually rob a place you're not familiar with, meaning he probably goes there all the time and they might even already know what it is. You know what I'm saying? Nobody robs places that they're unfamiliar with. You normally rob people that live by you in the same neighborhood, whatever. So he's been in there before. And I feel like the clerk was like, look, James, you just stole these tickets. We know you stole it, James. Like, they know his name. He
came in the morning for a bacon, egg, and cheese. He came lunchtime to rob the place, and dinner time he came to cash it.
So
man, whatever, man. But you know what? He gonna learn, man, because I guarantee you they gonna crack jokes on him on the fucking place. Like I see a lot of people commit stupid ass crimes, man. Stupid crimes, man. Mm-hmm. I seen a video. This is real shit. I seen a video of a guy filming himself live, breaking into an ATM with his buddies.
I saw that.
You saw that shit? Right? Somewhere, I'm not sure where, bro. He's just there, like, you know, just acting reckless and thinking like, bro, like obviously this shit is being recorded. Once it's in the internet, bro, it's gone. It's like it's forever there.
Right,
you know?
right.
So like, I don't know, man. Like, I guess this is this new generation of people growing up with this, or like social media and internet, you know, and they're just doing stupid shit because they're, you know, they're spending more time on the internet and more time on social media than they are reading books and shit, or just watching the news or being in the real world and knowing that you can get arrested, you know, like that. Like, I don't know. They make stupid decisions, man.
They built different, man. I got a better one for you. It wasn't necessarily a crime. It's just funny. So in LA, it's like legal to smoke weed if you're over 18. And I did a show this weekend. It was in a parking lot. And there's a bunch of kids outside and everybody had their mask on. So I'm getting ready to perform. All the kids with their mask on walked each other like, hey, y'all want to go smoke? And they was like, yeah. So everybody went next to the side of the building and started smoking. And I'm like, what's the point of wearing a mask if you're going to smoke the same blunt as everybody else in the circle?
Oh, God. Did they do this? They didn't do that?
No, but it's like you wear the mask so you won't exchange fluids. But you
that's true.
Yes, you took the mask off and smoked the blunt and passed it. I was like, what's happening right now? Like, what are you doing?
I thought about that shit too, man. I thought about people smoking. I'm like, how you gonna do it? Like,
you can't puff pass?
How you do the hookah? Like I'm
puff pass is dead, man. You can't do that no more.
Yeah, man. Now you gotta come with your own shit, bro. You want to light up? Yeah, bring your own shit. That's how it is.
I'll give you my lighter.
That's it.
That's it.
And then I'll sanitize my hands once I touch your shit. Right, so this next story that I'm reading, I'm going through my weird news. All right, so this story is so 2020 right here, man. This story is really 2020. So scientists restore function in dozens of dead pig brains. So, you know, where was this? I think I read somewhere that it was Harvard. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm wrong. But regardless, like they restored function in dead pigs, bro. Like dead fucking pigs. You're supposed to be dead. Nothing happening up there.
Right.
Now they're thinking and shit.
How do you know that it's restored?
I'm not a scientist, but I'm pretty sure.
No. In order for it to work, like you only see the results of the brain working. You can't see the brain working. It's like electricity. You can't see it, but you see the results of it. Like how do you know that the pig is actually functioning? The brain of the pig is functioning.
Honestly, I wouldn't even be able to tell you, but I believe what the fuck they're saying.
I mean, like, is the pig brain, like, is the brain inside the pig already and it's dead? Or is it like just the brain setting out? You know what I'm saying? Like, if the brain is inside the pig and you restore function, then the arms work, the eyes move, like the pig is functioning. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, they just said the brain. Restored function of the brain. Maybe they've seen some type of activity in the brain, like how they scan a regular person's head, and they'd be like, okay, there's some activity in the part where he's able to think about or feel music or something, you know, or they saw some type of activity.
Yeah.
And they caused it, so they reported like, listen, we did this shit, you know?
Yeah, that's what I was asking. What, like,
I mean, it's not like the fucking pig's gonna get up and shit, you know, and just fucking oink oink somewhere. No, man.
Hey, man, y'all crazy, man. Y'all tried to kill me, fam.
No, I'm not sure it's like that. We're not there yet, but listen, 2020, man, I'm not. I wouldn't be surprised if that happened. You feel me?
At least I'm not baking. Ooh, thank God. I appreciate y'all, man.
That's true. But I guarantee, even when he dies again, I guarantee he'll be baking.
Oh, right.
All right. So this is the last one that I have for you, and I wasn't even going to throw this, but why not, right? Mm-hmm. So a neighbor's brutal note demands mom to limit toddler's time outside because he annoys her dog, right? So a neighbor decided to write a letter to the neighbor, and I'm gonna read you the letter. All right,
give me the setup one more time so I'm clear.
So the neighbor, right that right here. So the neighbors wrote a brutal note demanding that the mom limit the toddler's time outside because the toddler annoyed her dogs. This is written Karen all over it. This has Karen all over this shit, right? I'm gonna read you the letter, right? So the letter goes, dear neighbor, you just moved into this neighborhood a year ago, and I wanted to give you time to correct this problem on your own, but you are apparently too inconsiderate to do so. Every day this week, when weather has been nice and the windows are open, you proceed to let your small child run free in your backyard and laugh and giggle and carry on without end. This is very disruptive for two of my dogs and my bird who sits next to the window and likes to look into your yard. Perhaps you could ask him to tone it down a bit or at least limit his outside time to 50 to 20 minutes a day so my dogs can be outside without seeing him running around. If this kind of behavior persists, I will call the police.
That is so hilarious. I feel like only white people know how animals feel on the inside.
Listen, man, it says Karen all over this shit, man. I will call the police. That is like the signature. Call the police.
How do you know that the kid is stressing the dogs out? Like, what kind of magical powers you got where you can feel what a dog is feeling and know that the dog probably want to play with the kid and hate you. If the dog is antsy, like, I need to get out of this house because this white lady crazy. Like, the dog probably like, yo, that kid look fun. He having a good time. I want to go over there and play with him.
Yeah, if anything, a dog wouldn't even care. They would love fucking kid running around. But it is what it is. Somebody tells me that about my kid, man. I wish somebody told me that shit, man. Oh my God, the things that I would say.
Right. Or
bro, for real.
We need to exchange out her brain for a pig brain, a full functioning pig brain.
Shit, word. I let her wake up in a fucking funeral home. All right, so now we're talking about some shit that happened during the week, right? This next thing I want to talk to you about, it's been in the headlines and it's so good. What's going on? What's going on? Right? Yeah, I recognize that. So, how you came up with that one?
Crazy, man. That's just like how you mentioned, like finding your jam, man. You do something that works. You like, oh, this works, and people like it. All right, let me just keep doing it.
Yeah, that was funny, man.
Thank you, bro.
That was funny, man. That's a good thing. You keep coming up, and it's easy content. You keep doing. You know, that's the fucking key, man. The content that's easier to make. You know, because it's fine if you make one post, but it takes so much fucking work. And I thought about that.
Bro, now I'm posting 3 times a day, but just like what you're doing, man. You're doing something super cool. Like, you like the radio vibes. You like creating your own content. You in your own space, and you talking about crazy topics with cool people, man. It's super dope, man.
Even cooler now, right? Because you were on.
Right, and you on to something, man.
So listen, I want to talk to you about this whole situation that's going around, right? So the Jacob Blake, I'm sure you're well aware of what happened, right?
Yep.
So there's a lot of unrest, you can say, going on all over the nation, you know.
Yep.
And give me your thoughts.
New day, same thing. New day, new hashtag, man. It sucks, man. So honestly, I didn't watch the whole video because I think as a black person in America, I got a little PTSD where I can't watch a lot of videos of people getting hurt and getting shot and getting killed by the cops because it happens too often. And I was a victim too, didn't die, but I came close. So I can't watch too much of it, but I just feel like at this point, like everybody knows what it is. So to defend a cop and say the cops were blah, 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 and you bring up a person's past, I feel like it's just racist. You know what I'm saying?
So tell me about your story. Like, what happened?
Oh man. Yeah, I don't really talk about it too often, but basically I was actually shooting a TV show, and it was one of those shows where you prank somebody. And while I was pranking somebody, it was the week of Sandra Bland. I think like 3 people died, real high profile cases that were like all over the news. The same week I was pranking somebody, the cops pull up on me with guns out. And yeah, instead of asking what I was doing, like they put guns in my face. This is my first time in handcuffs, my first time having a gun pulled on me, and the producers never came out to like stop the moment. You know what I'm saying? They kept filming. So it's like, it was a weird moment where you feel betrayed by the people that's supposed to protect you, and also by like the production crew who's like supposed to have your back and make sure you're safe. So they recorded the whole thing, man. And I just felt like I didn't have a voice. So that feeling of being a black person and knowing that no matter what, you're going to be at fault because your voice against the law, you can't win. So I just don't like that feeling of like, if you have questions, ask me how I'm doing. Like if you're scared and you're worried about getting home safe to your family, like imagine how black people feel. And if you're always scared while you're doing your job, you should sell ice cream. You should sell frozen yogurt or sell some pizza where you don't have to die during your job. So don't take a job being scary if you're scary. Like take a job doing it because you really want to do what that badge requires you to do, which is protect and serve.
I never had a actual gun pulled on me. Yeah, I had an officer grab his gun and tell me some shit, you know, in the car. Yeah, but never a gun pulled in my face. I'm pretty sure that was scary enough right there where the guy was like, never put your hands, man. Never put your, always keep your hands there. And he's talking to me like this, but I never had one actually in my face and shit like that. But that must have been some scary situation. And now
it was. And you know what's scarier than the actual gun being pulled is that energy. That energy, I can control you energy, you know what I'm talking about? Like when you...
All right, so he's like, he knows your life is basically in his hands. And
bro, that's scarier than anything else. But knowing I can kill you and you can't do nothing about it, like as a person of color, like I don't like that feeling. I don't like somebody having that kind of power over me. And I hate when people have that kind of power and they prostitute it and like, you know, use it for their own gain.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know, there was a lot of protests going on with the whole George Floyd and now this situation. This is when the whole nation really started going, you know, hectic with this and the whole protest and now, you know, it's crazy. I seen the video and
the George Floyd one.
Yeah, no, I seen the video with Jacob.
Blake? Yeah,
Jacob Blake, and for me, it's a fucked up situation, man. Like, first of all, I've read that they tased him. Or something like that. He was on the ground and they tased him. I'm not sure of that. I didn't see it. That's what they're saying. But listen, when you see the video, you actually see the cop. Like there was ways to prevent it. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, maybe one cop tased them. You could have tased them again. You could have tackled them to the fucking floor again. How many cops were there? Maybe like 3 or something like that. You know, you could have fucking held the door. Like you ain't going in or some shit. Like, you know, you basically walked him to his death. That's how I seen it. You know, I literally saw it like that. I'm like, you walked him to his death.
Right.
Fucked up, you know, and it's fucked up with the whole family and the whole world. The whole nation sees it and they just want the cops to take responsibility, fire the guy, but they don't think they're in the wrong. And I don't know how more clear it can get. Like,
it's racism, man. This is the thing, bro. When you grow up in the hood, you're around different types of people, and you can tell when somebody's like mentally ill. You can tell when somebody's up to something. You can tell when somebody's being slick. You know a pimp when you see one. When you grow up in the hood, it's almost like our president. Like, I know pimping when I see it. Pimping is taking on being accommodating to somebody that's vulnerable for personal gain, and you're gaining something, but you make them feel empowered. That's exactly that's textbook pimping is what our president is doing, but they don't see that. So even with the cops, man, like we in the hood, I can tell when somebody's mentally ill. I can look when you in the hood, you know that one person around the neighborhood that they ain't right in the head. Like something ain't right, but everybody leave them alone because that's just how they are. You don't engage with them. They start yelling, like you let them be, but if you ain't from the hood, you can't police that kind of person. because you're gonna take it as a threat, and now you shooting homeless people because they're yelling at you.
And if you're trigger happy, which some cops are, I'm not saying all of them, because there's a lot of good cops, man. Trust me, I met.
But they don't speak up, so it don't matter. Like black people, we have the same stigma, like that all black people are bad, but they don't say some black people are good. Like they don't do that to us. So I'm not trying to give them some kind of extra privilege or credit. I'm not gonna do that. Just like they call heroes, like you're a hero because you stopped by my hood. Like I live in this hood. How you a hero? You stopped by with a gun and a badge and privilege, and I live here. I have no gun, and I'm around these people, and you're a hero? Nah, you ain't no hero, fam. Heroes don't get paid for it.
Yeah. So listen, it's 2020, man. It's a crazy year. The protests are going around, which, cops, and I'm not saying it's 2020. There's cameras everywhere. The cops have to be more careful, but it's 2020. So you doing stupid shit just makes you more stupid. Like, there's got to be a camera somewhere there looking at you, and you're still stupid enough to do stuff like that, man. Like the whole George Floyd shit. Look at this guy. Like, how many times was that man warned? The whole officers there were warned. They were warned. Like, listen, you're gonna kill that man. Like, get off of him. And so they still did it. Like, and they know they had. You literally have a camera in your face, and it's there because it's right in front of your face, and they still fucked up. It's crazy.
Yeah, the first thing they do is tell you to put the camera down. And I'm like, I don't know when they started making it like illegal to record. Also, I don't know when it became illegal to protest. Now, like
it's never illegal.
Same routine. It's the same routine. Cop
but they'll make it seem that way.
Black man. People protest. They come to the protest with military gear. The people try to, engage, but not peacefully. Cops are fragile. Got that little penis energy. They attack the people, and then the people get blamed for rioting, all this other stuff, but they don't get it. It's like, it's the same cycle, bro. Like every single day. And you said cops are stupid. That's giving them too much credit. Like they ain't stupid. They know what they're doing. What you're doing.
Not old cops, but I'm just saying you got to be real stupid for you to commit some type of crime like that, like following the guy to his car, shooting him. You got to be some type of level of stupid for you to get yourself into that situation, knowing it's 2020, there's cameras everywhere, and you just still literally walk that man to his death, knowing it could have been prevented, man. But listen.
It just happened in LA. It just happened in LA last night. They shot this guy. He had a bunch of clothes in his hand, and apparently he had some kind of bike violation. He was on his bike, and I don't know what happened, but he was running away from the cops. He had clothes in his hand, and they shot him dead. And then they planted a gun on him and said he had a gun. And he wasn't even like attacking them. He wasn't in their space. He wasn't even trying to get at them. He was leaving. And it's like, it doesn't end, bro.
So I'm gonna ask you this question before we head to the next topic. Do you think hate will ever end?
Nah, I think it's just something ingrained in somebody. It's almost like when you're with your homies, like if you have a bunch of stupid homies and you start excelling and all y'all from the same place, they see something dope about you, which reminds them that they're not enough. And I feel like there's a bit of that with our country. Like if you feel like you're superior and you are like the ish, then why do you go through and create so much effort to make sure other people don't have the same access as you? If you're that dope, why would you create all this legislation? Why would you over police? Why would you talk down to people? Why would you create this narrative of, we're thugs, we're, Mexicans are all MS-13. Like, why would you do all this stuff if you think you're better than us? Because if you're not better than us, live in that. But if you are, there's something that you know that you don't want to willing to admit. And then we turn race conversation into a bunch of word salad legislation about we got to protect our borders. We got to protect ourselves, or they're taking our guns. They're taking an invisible enemy. There is no invisible enemy. The enemy is the person who tries to control other people. That's the enemy. Like a long time ago, you could say terrorists were, brown people that were Muslim. Like that's what the narrative has been. Like it was a time where if you were Muslim in America, you didn't feel comfortable being yourself or wearing your hijab because you're like, oh, I don't want anybody to be offended. You got to compromise who you are to make sure other people are comfortable. And now the terrorists are walking into protests with guns, driving across the state line, underage with a gun, and they get considered to be the victim while they kill somebody while they're protesting. Like it's clear. It's clear, but other people don't see it like that. When you create that fear and that hate narrative, man, like it's hard to shake people who are committed to being ignorant. That's it. They committed to their ignorance. Like you say, hate is just ignorance. They committed to it. I put you in the box because I don't want to take time to get to know you. I call you whatever racial slur that applies to your race because I don't want to take time to get to know you. Because there's bad people in every group in life, from male, women, black, white, Caucasian, Muslim. Like there's Christians. Like there's bad people in everything on this planet. But if I'm lazy, I don't want to get to know you because I believe you're a great guy. Like Gio, you're a great guy. I can see your heart. I can feel your energy. I know you're trying to do something positive. You're trying to change the world. You're going to affect like your cousins and your siblings that's watching you like create your own platform. Like you have a good heart. I see that in you. You know what I'm saying? But some people don't have the capability because their life is so padded and cushioned and they don't even know what struggle feel like. They don't know what pain feel like. They don't know what it's like to like not have enough or telling somebody to pull themselves up by their bootstraps, knowing that other people don't even start at zero. You start in the negative. You know what I'm saying? Like I had to realize even as a man, we have a privilege that women don't have. Like we can go to our car and not worry about somebody walking us to our car. But women, they have to be stressed out because if they say no to a guy, the guy will say something stupid and want to kill them just because they got rejected and they fragile. You know what I'm saying? Or a woman got to like check her back seat and her front seat, make sure nobody's in her car before she get in it. So who's going to walk her to her car? Like that's a privilege that men have that we don't worry about, that women have to deal with. So I have compassion enough to know that everybody doesn't live like me. Everybody doesn't start from the same place. And I grew up in lower middle class, but at the same time, there's people who have less than me. And it's a blessing to be able to go to college. It's a blessing to do what you love for a living. It's a blessing that because I'm an entertainer, I get treated different from the average black person. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a blessing to see those things, but some people don't see that. They just see their privilege and that's all they see. And so when you say stuff like all lives matter or you silence people who are screaming, you can't tell people how to protest. You can't tell people not to riot because that's their way of protesting. Like when people are frustrated, if somebody kill your family, bro, you gonna tell them to stay calm and remain chill, knowing that the person that killed your family is gonna get away with it? Like you gonna tell them to just chill out and wait on and trust the legal system? Really? But some people don't know.
I'll be honest with you, man. I hear you talking, and I can see the anger. I can see the pain. I can see the need for change just coming out your voice, you know, and I wish I can add on to what you're saying, but you're pretty much hitting it on the dot, you know?
Yeah, and it's not even anger at this point. I'm just exhausted, bro. Like I'm tired. I'm tired of saying what Black Lives Matter mean. People make it about the organization. It ain't about the organization. Black Lives Matter means stop killing us. You got a taser, you got a stick. Remember the good old days when Rodney King got beat? He lived. He got a check for it. Like he got beat. That was an option. Now we get shot as the first option. Then they ask questions. Be wrong. Like just we don't even have that option, bro. It's just exhausting, man. Like being black every day and you got to keep a face on. You got to work around people who have different political views, and you can't take a president who's racist and he does all this stuff toward black and brown people and take that a la carte. But yeah, he's Christian. You can't take that one thing and ignore everything else he's doing to fire tear gas on people who are peacefully protesting so you can go take a photo op with a Bible. Like that's not peaceful, bro. Like you don't do that to people. I'm about compassion. I'm about compassion. And even as a minority, you know, there's no such thing as fairness. Like you learn at an early age that the world ain't fair. When you go to school with white kids and you see what they get away with and what you can't do, you learn that we can't use the word fair. They use the word fair. That's not fair. Or we don't even use that word. We'll say it in our household, but outside the household, ain't nothing fair when you're a black or brown person.
There's so much things in the world that I would love to change, man. Like I see these people just, oh my God, like they could be my mom and shit like that, digging through cans, trying to get some change, trying to feed their kids, and the people just getting at, it's crazy, man. Their kids talk about, this is America speaking. It's just a lot of hate, bro. There's a lot of hate in the world, man. And ever since Trump became president, you know, I even unfollowed a couple of people that posted shit about, you know, siding with him, just because ever since Trump became president, you can actually see, like, this is real shit. You can actually see the nation splitting apart. Crazy.
Right. And it's not even him. Like, it's the people that voted for him. Like, he's the face of it. And again, like I said, he's necessary in order to deal with it, but it just doesn't feel good. That's why, like, people, when we were protesting, everybody's like, man, let's start football back up. Let's start basketball. I'm like, nah, we got to sit in that funk for a minute to fix it. You can't, like, avoid
Honestly,
the
I
funk
don't
and
think it's
fix.
something that can just get fixed. To be honest with you, this is something
Right, but
that
that protesting, we was making noise though. We was making stuff happen. When we started burning buildings and stuff like that, which I'm not saying is okay, like
yeah.
people started listening. Like the world, we had the world's attention where all around the world people were protesting at the same
That
time.
was crazy. That was
Same
fun.
time. But
You
again, it
never see
happened
something
because
that crazy.
right, but it happened because we had time. Now we trying to get life back to normal and we rushing this process. And you can't rush God's process, man. God trying to do something big, man, but we running from it. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get back to this basketball and football, and then they shut down for one day. Like, what's the point of shutting down for one day? And I'm not a pro athlete and telling what they should have did, but you have the ear of the entire world. Everybody loves professional sports. You have the entire ear of the entire world. What are you gonna do with it? When we was shut down and nobody had to work and all we had to do was protest, hey, we was in these streets, bro.
That's a big platform for you to use, to be honest.
We was in these streets every day. So it's like, I know in my lifetime, hopefully in my kids' lifetime, that it'll get resolved, but this is the world we live in and the world is getting darker. I like it. All these different colors of people, the world's getting darker and people hate it. I love it. I think it's a beautiful thing. And if you're racist, I hope you have black grandkids. I hope you have little brown, big nose grandkids too.
It can't happen the way things are going, bro. They're getting anywhere. Yo, listen, can I bother you with 3 more minutes of your time? Just want to get your opinion. Hold on, let me. All right, so listen, I do want to talk about Chadwick Boseman, and I feel so bad, man. Oh shit, listen, there's celebrities there that I don't really follow. I'm not really after, but you mentioned their death, and it just does something to you, right?
Right.
I think like he's one of them that just
absolutely.
Really, that he just like you heard it. I was like, oh fuck, man, And I heard about him, and I remember watching Black Panther. I'm not black, obviously, but but listen, but I'm pretty sure for the black community, like that was something like special to have like basically like an African straight from Africa superhero, someone where all these African Americans, or you just any black person across the world could just look at it and be like, I want to be like that. I want to be like him. You know what I'm saying? So I'm pretty sure that was special to him, And so he definitely left an impression on a lot of people. And I'm not even counting his other movies. Of course, there's other movies, you know what I'm saying? But like he was somebody that left an impression on a lot of people. And what are your thoughts when you heard about the news, man?
So it's the last 3 deaths that really got me, that rocked me. One was Nip. I wasn't even familiar with Nip's music, but once I knew who he was, like his heart and his spirit, I was wrecked, bro. Because like he's also Eritrean. That's what same thing as Tiffany Haddish and my wife. My wife is from Eritrea. It's a little small country right next to Ethiopia. They had a civil war. Real powerful, beautiful people, man. Food is great, culture, and I felt connected to him because of my wife. But when I heard his music, I'm like, yo, he was really trying to change the hood. I was wrecked, bro. And then like, I hate that I didn't even find out about him because I'm an East Coast boy down south until I got on the West Coast. I didn't even hear about him until like almost. I heard about him, but I didn't really know much about his music until after he died, which I felt bad about that. The second one was Kobe. Kobe was like my childhood because I feel like I grew up with this guy, watching him and Brandy date, and he was the next level of Michael Jordan. After Michael Jordan retired, he was like that next generation of basketball. So you feel like you grew up with him too. But Chad felt like my brother, man. Like watching this successful black guy from the same state that I'm from do the unthinkable. He's playing these magical roles of like James Brown and Thurgood Marshall and Jackie Robinson. Yeah, and watching Black Panther as a black man, you never seen a black superhero that wasn't like that was flawed. Like that wasn't flawed. Like, we had Hancock and Blade, but something special about Wakanda where the first time I went to a movie theater, I got a whole movie theater full of black people and they are clapping when the movie is over. Like that level of pride for a place that ain't even real, to the point where black people walking into each other after the movie's over doing like this. You see somebody you like
yeah. Bro, they still do it, man. They still do it. Yeah, Wakanda.
Right. I had this video I posted the other day. It was a little kid, man. The kid had to be no more than 2 years old. And he opened up one of his Christmas gifts or birthday gifts, and he kept saying, Wakanda forever. Wakanda, bro. And I started crying, man. I was like, yo, to live a life and you got that kind of impact where a 2-year-old is quoting your work, bro. Like, it's a special thing. So watching Chad pass, man, it's one of the reminders, like the most powerful image that a black person has seen. Because we've seen pictures of Jesus, we've seen pictures of white Jesus and we've seen pictures of black Jesus. But to see Black Panther and know that the person that played him died, it does something. It felt like an American dream, like that died, you know. But I know his spirit lives on. But it's still one of those things where watching him die, like it wrecked me, bro. Like this one was different.
Yeah.
This one wasn't just a celebrity dying. You like, sorry to hear that, man. Like this one was like, yo, this dude fought to the death, and he shot like 8 movies while he was sick. Like just
up. I saw his list of movies. There was so many 2016 movies. You know, I don't know about 2017, but definitely 2018, 2019, 2020. And I'm looking at this shit. I'm like, wow, it's crazy how he shot so many movies while he was sick, while he was fighting through that shit. And I thought about it. I was like, man, why a guy that's dying will work, right? When he's dying. And I thought about it, and I was like, of course, he knows he's the breadwinner. So he wants to bring in as much money as he can to leave his family, you know, good before he leaves. That was fucking crazy for me to think about. I was like, oh shit. I got more sad when I thought. I was like, oh man, that was deep. I was like, for sure. Like, listen, you're dying, bro. What do you want to do? You just want to spend time with your family, lay down, you know what I'm saying? Just be there, have family time. But he did it with, you know, intentions of make sure that his family is well off when he leaves. That's how I thought about it.
Right. And also, too, I believe he also considered legacy. Like the movies he chose to do for his career, his legacy is huge, man. Like he'll literally be immortal. Like people like him, like he's immortal. He'll always be around. Like you see Tupac, you'll see a video of Tupac like literally every day on Instagram. Yeah. Like every day you'll see a video on Tupac. Not Biggie so much, but still you'll see Tupac because his influence on this world and the interviews he did and the game he spit for the culture. Like Chad is going to be immortal. Kind of like Nipsey. Nipsey was another one of those people that like changed the mentality of the hood. Like he changed. He was like from like that legacy is more important than anything else. So even for me, like I know I'm a comedian and I'm talking real heavy right now, but I want somebody to see this interview, be like, yo, this dude is different. Because when they see me perform, they're like, oh, he's hilarious, and that's a part of my gift. Your gift gives you a platform, but then your soul and your spirit allows you to translate that. So Tupac, he was a rapper. But when he interviewed, bro, he always gave him that fire. He always brought like what the people need to hear and gave him exact change. So when you hear his interview now, it's timeless and it's still on point. Like when you hear Malcolm X, Dr. King, or Tupac or Nipsey, when they talk, everything's still relevant. And that's your legacy, man. Your legacy live forever. So even you, bro, I'm telling you, Gio, specifically, I'm telling, not just saying in general, you specifically, bro, like you about to change your whole DNA of your family, man. You about to do something really cool and change the way they view themselves and like that entrepreneurial spirit you got right now and just trying stuff. Like ain't nobody did what you did before. Nobody's doing this. And the cool part is when nobody know you, they'll give you all the game in the world. But once you start becoming a threat because you have information, you're a good looking dude, you got a platform, you got celebrities like coming on your show, people that don't know you but showing you love. I thought you was a comedian, but the fact that you even asked me, I was like, yo, I show him some love. Like, because we all trying to figure this thing out. Like the fact that you have access like that, you know what I'm saying? And your approach is right and your spirit is right, bro. You about to change some stuff for your family, man.
I hope, man.
That's
I really do hope, man.
No, not hope. You are. I'm telling you. You're gonna. It's not a hope. I'm telling you. You're gonna change your whole DNA of your family. Where you're like, yo, this dude had this small little dream in the studio that could be in his house. I don't know. But then one thing didn't work. That's why I said it's not about. You can train to be a fighter all day long, but when you get hit, how do you adjust to that? That determines the kind of fighter you are. So you start doing UFC stuff, couldn't get the licensing, didn't work out. Then you transition to I'm doing current events. Current events is like taking a girl to the movies. All you need is an activity. The activity is the thing that gets the person in your space, but the conversation is what creates the connection. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like dating is all about activity. You just got to find some, you can go feed the ducks. You can go to the beach. Once you find an activity, your craft, your voice will fill in the gaps to everything else that you're trying to do. And you're going to, bro, I'm telling you, man, I'm speaking life to you right now. I'm telling you, you're going to do some dope stuff, man. You about to change the game.
I really hope this shit comes true, everything you say, man, because you think you're just saying this shit and I'm just going to be like, okay, nah, this shit is actually sinking in. And I'm thinking to myself like, oh shit, like I gotta prove this shit to be right. In my head, I'm thinking this shit right now.
You will. It shouldn't be creepy. Like you should get tingles right now because I'm getting confirmation. It's not creepy. It's not, it's more of a prophetic thing. I'm just giving you confirmation of what you already know. Sometimes, like, again, bro, I left my family to go tell jokes. I didn't know nobody in LA when I moved here. I didn't know, when I say nobody, I'd never been before. I never met anybody that was here. And I went to go visit and I met one of my frat brothers from the same state that I went to school with. I went to University of South Carolina. He went to Clemson, but he moved out here. Now, meanwhile, I joined the frats to, create fellowship and friendship. And then the guy who went to the rival school moved to LA. When I came to visit LA, I saw him. He said, "What you doing here?" I said, "I'm trying to find a place to stay. I just got a job over the phone and I need a place to stay." He said, "That's crazy, bro. I just bought a condo. You can stay with me." I was like, "What?" He said, where your job at? I said, "Culver City." He said, "That's crazy. I just bought a condo in Culver City. You can stay with me." Damn. Where he stayed at was a mile away from the job that I had.
Everything fell into place.
Hear me out. Where he stayed at was a mile away from the job that I got. A mile away, bro. Meaning, like, this is a divine moment. This moment right here is a divine moment. I'm supposed to tell you what I'm telling you right now. So even if it's about this podcast and you didn't find no funny bits like that you normally post, I know you post like funny stuff and you like, "Oh, this is a clip from the show." If it ain't funny, this is a divine moment. I'm supposed to tell you specifically in New York City. I'm on the West Coast. You on the East Coast. I'm supposed to tell you, man, you about to change your DNA. It's not, I hope. It is, I am. And I'm glad you're sipping too. That means your heart and your mind over too. So you sipping, and you're gonna receive this drunk therapy. I'm telling you, man, this is what it is.
Nah. Yo, everything you're saying really is hitting, bro. Honestly, bro. Like, you don't have no idea, bro. Like, it's really hitting, bro. Like, I'm really thinking about it right now. I'm like, shit. Like, bro. Like, I'm thinking about how I can't disappoint now. That's what I'm thinking about.
You won't. Can't worry about the negative. You live in the wholeness. Like, no, we don't do negative.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about right now, man. Fuck.
You'll disappoint yourself if you just stop. You just got to keep going. And it ain't gonna be ugly. I mean, it's not gonna be easy. It's not gonna be pretty. You just keep going, bro.
Quick thing I want to say before you do go, because I know you do. You say you wasn't in a rush to go out. Is that I know that it's way harder for a person like me to get where I want to go. You know what I'm saying? It's because nobody knows you. Nobody knows you. Nobody cares for your opinion if they don't know you. That is just a fact. You know what I'm saying? Like if you say okay, what does Obama think about this? What does Jay-Z think about this? What does fucking any basketball player think about this? Like I'm hearing it just because I want to hear about it. But like if I don't know you, why the fuck would I care? Why would I want to hear? Why would I want to press play? You know what I'm saying? So it's just like you said, some people start at zero, some people start negative. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And when it comes to like this, and I'm not trying to compare it, obviously, but I'm just saying it's basically that, you know, nobody knows you, nobody cares about what you think. So it's just the grind is even harder in the beginning. But I'll get there, man.
That's a part of it too. But the cool part is you have access. Like, I don't know you from nothing, but I'm glad you asked me to be on your show. And you have access to crazy. Right. You have access to people, and that's what's going to give you the platform. I had so funny story. How much time we got?
What's up to you, really? You said it story.
I'll just get to it. So listen, man, I just feel like when you keep giving off good vibes, you know what I'm saying? I would want to tell, like, this is another one of my friends that you want to do the show because you know me. The relationship is like, yo, you mind telling him about the show, how dope it was? I saw you had Calvin Evans on too. Like, that's the homie. Like, good people. Him? Yeah, that's a homie. Like,
he's a good guy.
Good people. Like, you know what I'm saying? But we know each other. So the fact that you know these people and have access to us is like more currency than you having the amount of followers and the fame that you say you want. Do you get what I'm saying? Because some people want followers, but they don't want the knowledge. I'd rather you give me the knowledge and I can figure out the followers. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like if you met somebody famous, instead of asking them, "Hey man, can I get a follow back?" That's cute. Versus like, "Hey man, you show me a little game. You know me. Like you got my email. Like, yo, if you have a question about the game, I can tell you now." Which is more, it's more currency than just having me follow you back. If that makes sense. People rather have the follow back, but they don't want the information. Mm-hmm. I'd rather get the information and you can get the followers up because what you're doing, bro. Like I'm watching how you cut these videos and the what you did, what's it called? The cutaways. Like you do a video and then do a cutaway and then come back to the video. Like that right there. That's like Family Guy. Family Guy does that all the time.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Right. But I'm saying like that's you working your craft and it creates more work. I'm a clean black comedian. You ain't never seen one of them. But that's my lane out here. I'm an Emmy Award winner. I own a home. I travel the world. You know what I'm saying? I left my parents. I met my wife because at a comedy club, like all that happened because I said yes to my dream. So I'm telling you, bro, you en route. It just takes time. The game is mileage. The game is the marathon. The game ain't a sprint. You can get 100,000 followers and then make one mistake and then nobody follow you no more. Or you can take your time, build the platform. And in my head, for some reason, I see you having your own radio show. I see you like within the next.
I hope I do.
The next 3 years having your own radio show of some sort where it's like you're the face of the show because now you're learning how to work the radio show.
how to talk to people, how to hold the show, and like right. That's basically what I'm doing. Like even when I had my other podcast, Fight Talk podcast, I felt like I was the one holding the conversation, and when I felt it slipping, that's where I would come in and try to pick it up. Like that's I seen it, and I would pick it up just because I don't know. I wanted to keep it up. So when I feel dragging, I'm the one that jumps in and picks it up. Like I don't know. I don't know.
No, you do know. That's the craft. And what I'm saying is too, like you're asking me a lot of hard questions. They're not hard, but you're asking me a lot of interesting questions about stuff that are kind of dark. Like it's like kind of like most of them about death or what I'm saying, like some bad event that happens. But if I don't have an answer, I see how you jump in and you find an interesting take and you fill in the space and then you like transition. Okay, now here's the next one. That's an art, bro. That's being a radio host. Like there's no magic to it. That's just mileage. Like the more you do it, the better you're gonna be at it. You can be like pull up at a spot and then they like, hey man, you mind hosting this event? You won't be like, I don't know. You like, I got it. Let's do it. Like you're grooming yourself for that now. Just like I said, like I went to college and I did accounting. While I was a frat, I learned how to dance. Dancing helped me get comfortable in front of people. So when I started doing stand-up, I was like, oh, I'm already good in front of people. That transitioned me to this, where once I started getting good at stand-up, I started doing commercials. Then I started doing commercials. I'm like, oh, you know what? Somebody was like, hey, you want to do a radio show? I started doing radio. Now I do radio shows. I got podcasts. I do commercials. I do voiceovers. I do warm-up for TV shows, which this week I just booked a gig doing warm-up show for like this huge network. And it's like all this came out of me saying yes to my dream. What you're doing right now is going to open doors for a bunch of other stuff that might not even have nothing to do with what you're doing right now.
Yo, honestly, you're fucking dope as fuck, man. Just your positive, the whole positive vibes you give, and the whole motivational speaking, and trying to basically convince me, like, yo, you keep doing what you're doing. I like that shit. It says a lot more. Some people don't even give a fuck, man. And I appreciate that, man. You think it's just going like this and this? It's really not. It's actually, I'm actually gonna go somewhere and be like, fuck, I can't disappoint now. Like, fuck, I'm gonna push myself more, which is exactly what I need.
Just be consistent, man.
I can't disappoint, bro. Trust me. I like what I fucking do. It's hard when you're starting from like the real bottom because somebody fucking knows you. And I'm just pushing. I'm pushing, man. That's what
just make me a commitment, man. When you get your radio show, have me back, okay? And let's revisit this conversation.
If I get a radio show, bro, I'm gonna fucking fight for you to be the co-host. And I'll be like, you know what? There was a time when somebody he didn't have to, but he said yes. On top of that, he threw fucking gold at me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and you said I'm convincing you. I'm not convincing you. I'm just confirming. Like because what I'm telling you, you already feel it. You just ain't never seen it before. Like you feel deep down, you feel it. You just haven't seen it.
You want to know what I feel deep down before we go? Deep down, I feel like this is me real. I really feel like I have something good. I'm like, yo, bro, I have this, like I'm fishing. Why the fuck are people not biting fast enough? And I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like, I feel like I have something good. I feel like it's something funny. Like, come on, is it because they don't know me? Like, what's going on and shit like that? But maybe, and I hear you and I hear the people saying it takes time. So you know what? I'm going to do that. It takes time. And I realize that. And you telling me this actually confirmed this because that's all I hear. It takes time. People got to know you. You know what I'm saying? That's why I put in my bio, my name, Gio and shit. I don't know. I might have changed it. But
that's Gio. Why I'll say this too. You're at the bottom of the next level. Does that make sense?
The bottom of the next level. All right, perfect. It's somewhat makes sense.
So listen, what you're going through, I'm going through it on my level. Bro, I've traveled the world. I had my own TV show. I won an Emmy, but I still don't feel seen. I still don't feel like I've done enough. So now I got to do a big movie or another TV show that everybody's seeing. And then I'm doing the exact same thing. But once I get that right opportunity, then they're going to be like, oh my God, you're hilarious. Where'd you come from? Man, you're the next whatever. And I'm like, I've been here the whole time. I've been doing just like how you are. You're doing the exact same thing, but your star is going to continue to rise. The more noise you make and you keep making waves, bro, like it's going to happen. It just takes time. Like I said, bro, I've been at this for a long time. It just takes time. And the one thing that you wouldn't even think that even matters be the one thing that changed your life. That's why while you're in this space too, you got to work on your blind spots. The thing that you're not good at, like I'm sure, like why are you trying to study all the people, the things you're not good at. The things you're good at, you're good at editing. You're good at PR. The way you sent that message to me, I felt like you knew me and you studied me before you had me on. As we're talking, you brought up that I went to school and had a dual degree. That means you studied me. So the fact that you have one, you're charming enough and you're like smart enough to create a message to ask somebody that you don't know, and I didn't feel threatened. I didn't feel like you was trying to set me up. I was like, okay, cool. I'll give you a shot. And then when I pulled up, you knew my credits, you knew my background, you knew where I came from. So when you introduced me, you know, if you'd have said, hey, my man's been on HBO's Insecure, he's been on you know, Last Comic Standing, I would have felt like, oh, he really did his research. But the fact
I didn't do that purposely. I swear, I might have said that as a joke, like saying, "Oh, for you to introduce yourself," only because it was like very like.
I'm not. I don't want you to feel bad. Like,
No,
I don't
no,
want you
no,
to feel
no.
bad.
I really.
Like,
I could show you. I could show you my notes. It says guest introduction. That's the first thing that we're going to talk about. You know, so that's when I will leave it up to you to tell me who you are. But then I just thought it'd be funny to add that on real quick. Like leave it up to you because I just like for comedy purposes. I don't know.
I got you. It's fine. But when you watch The Breakfast Club, when they introduce somebody, morning everybody, this is DJ Envy, Charlamagne the God, Angela Yee. We got a special guest in the building. You might know him from blah blah blah, and then he introduces himself. You know what I'm saying? Like that's
sticking. It's sticking.
Right. That's why I was like, yo, you have to study people that you admire and then add your own sauce to it. I'm not talking about stealing, but find somebody you admire, add your own sauce to it. And
you can't steal to introduce people.
I know, but again, there's a cool way you can do it. Like just how you thought that was funny, like you wouldn't have known unless you tried it. So you tried it and it felt the way it did, and now you know.
No, I was gonna let you introduce yourself 100%. I just felt it was funny to say that at the moment, which is saying like, oh, I was just gonna.
It's not wrong. I'm not. I'm telling you, it's not wrong. But what I'm saying is, again, you sent me the message, you did your research, you had me on. I'm watching you navigate through this conversation because now this conversation turned into something else. It was about the topics. Now it's about the game, the hustle, and the come up story. That's a whole nother thing. That's what this is. And you're present. You could be trying to get back on paper and like, okay, so let me see what my next notes are. You're not. You're present. You're in the moment, which is another skill. And all I'm saying is, and I'm watching you edit these videos. You got a whole page. All of them look consistent. They look clean. You got the border on it, which I won't even ask you about how to do the border because I want to learn how to do that myself.
What is that border?
Like, the border where you got your show name like on the border of the videos that you post.
Oh, on the edge it says Tipsy Therapy?
Yeah.
Oh, it's just PNG and just add it to the corner of whatever.
What I'm saying is it's dope. Like it's dope and it works. But again, all that stuff is you learning these small crafts inside a bigger craft, and this is gonna turn into something else. As I said, I'm a stand-up comedian, but bro, I've been not executive producer, but I've been a consulting producer, meaning when I won my Emmy, all I did was punch up jokes. Like I was writing stand-up for the comedian that was hosting the show. But I love doing punch-ups anyway. Like that's something I love to do. That's like you getting an Emmy for editing. You just like you picked it up and you learn how to edit yourself. And like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's something you like to do and it's naturally in your DNA. You like, I love editing. So that's one of those things, man. Like along the way, just you putting all these tools in your tool belt. So when you get up here, you battle test it. You working on all your blind spots.
Listen, I know you're a busy man. And I'm very grateful for the words that came out your mouth, and I'm very grateful for the motivational words that came out your mouth. And you think it's gonna go like this one ear out the other? It's not. It really just making me think right now. And I'm like, fuck! If this guy believes in me, fuck! I gotta push myself harder because what the fuck? I believe in myself, but you believe. But somebody, listen, you could believe in yourself. That's why. But yeah, give me 1 second. So it's easy for you to believe.
Give him 1 second.
So when another person believes in yourself, it's a different whole vibe because now it's like, fuck, somebody that doesn't know me. But I love that shit, man. And I appreciate you. Trust me. I promise you, man. This conversation's gotten more deep, really deep, you know, and it's something that is gold.
This ain't deep. This is the surface. This is the starting point right here. This is the starting line right now. This ain't deep.
You're gonna see. I do funny clips, but I also want to do raw clips, so people can see that it's not all fun and jokes. It's also some seriousness to this, which is what we talked about earlier, and I will cut that in there. Trust me.
Let's do it, bro. Let's do it, man. Ha! It's done, man.
But listen, thank you so much for coming on. Really, I appreciate it. I appreciate you even answering back. You didn't have to, man. Like, you know, I noticed that a lot of people that are like verified, you know, or for some reason, I know they're seeing it. Sometimes they left me on scene or something. I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah. That's weird. I'm like, damn, like, you know, I can see you. At least tell me right now. It's not. Tell me later.
When you get your show, go back to that DM and remind them.
Yeah, no, man. I got some good guy coming for September too. Hopefully it works out. I don't want to say because I don't know if it doesn't work out, I'll look stupid right now.
I'm good, bro. I'm good, man. That's what happens when you come up.
But thank you so much, man. I appreciate you so much, man. And thank you for giving me an hour and a half of your personal time. Thank you for that, man. That does not come lightly. I know what it is. It's an hour and a half. It's not an hour and a half. You'll never get back. So thank you for that, man.
No problem, bro. I don't know if you're gonna wrap it up or let me get out of here, but before we leave, if y'all don't mind, y'all tuning in, man. Shout out to my boy Gio, man. Make sure you support his show. Dope show. I love the concept, man. I hope you
Thanks,
have
man.
great guests, and man, tune in when you want the funny and all these crazy concepts and these crazy questions. Make sure y'all tune in, man. But also follow me as well, Comedian Ron G and everything. Comedian RONG, particularly on Instagram, but I post a lot of really dope content on YouTube as well. Comedian RONG. If you go to my Instagram, the link is in my bio and everything is in there, all my social media platforms. But I appreciate you.
All right, I have plans for this already. I was gonna put right next to your side, I was gonna put the Instagram logo with your Instagram name, and then so people can automatically find you, because I don't want to annoy you with the constant tags. So that's what I thought of. I don't want to annoy you with constant tags, because trust me, from these fucking podcast episode, I can make a lot of clips. So I don't want to annoy you with the tags, and I want to make sure that it's nice and clear who people know who you are and where they find you.
Dope. Appreciate it, man.
You got it, brother, man. Thank you so much, man. For real. Thank you so much, man. I really mean it. Bottom of my foot. I mean, bottom of my heart.
You stupid.
Thanks, brother.
All right,
Peace,
man. Later.